Well, I'm gonna work on my wife's guitar here. It needs a new set of strings. I ain't had none in a while. And also the action is a little too high. I've been wanting to do this action on this guitar since she's had it. She's had the guitar for 6 years. She's kind of decorated it how she wants. She also made me this bag. It's got all my picks, got a guitar slide in it, and all kinds of goodies in this bag for me to keep up with all my stuff. Because I keep misplacing picks and things. Now I got a little neat bag that I can keep all things in. Isn't that cool? Hey, welcome to the workbench. This is the kind of videos I like doing too. I have just as much fun setting up and cleaning up these guitars as I do playing them. I think if you're a true guitar player or whatever, you have about the same reaction. You have just as much fun setting it up and everything. I need to find me a towel eventually for my workbench, so I'm going to be careful moving this guitar around. Might scratch the back of it. But let me show you what it looks like. My wife painted this. It's been right out a year ago. And I'm not sure of the name brand. It's not really I don't really have a name. It just has a treble clef marking inside of an apple. Not sure, made in China. I'll tell you what though, this has been a good guitar for my wife. Her first guitar. She learned how to play guitar about 6 years ago. So I'm going to set up the string height and go through it for her. I've been wanting to do it for a while, try to get everything kind of set up and look at it as far as the string height, and it does look awful high. So let me go through here and get my tools out. Got my cool little tools. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to check to see if the neck's straight. If there's a back bow or anything like that, make sure your neck is straight. I'm going to check the height of the strings right quick so I can get a good gauge on where everything is. I'm going to press it down at the first fret. I need a capo. I don't know where my capo is. I'm talking about misplacing things. And let's see, back at the 17th fret. 17th fret. Oh my God, it's off the charts. It's not even, yeah, that's extremely, that is really high. Yeah, finger fatigue, and it's just hard to play. I've been telling her this for years. I want to bring that action down to where it's about 0.59. I got, Jesus Lord, it's about double the height than it should be. Let me look to see if the neck is kind of needs some straightening. I'm looking down the neck now. Yeah, she's kind of got there's a bow in the neck, kind of going down. You can see it. And when you're looking down the necks, kind of look on both sides. Don't just look down one side of it. Look down both sides. You can kind of see, yeah. So the neck's got to be straightened. Definitely has got to be straightened. So I'm going to do that now. So give me just a second. I'm going to loosen up the strings. And I ain't going to take the strings totally off. I want to leave them on. And the reason I want to leave these old strings on is I'm going to get all the action set up before I go put the new strings on. So that way, once I have the new strings on, I'm pretty much done. And I will, because in the process of setting the action, you're going to be loosening the strings and tightening them back up a lot to see where they're at, where the action will be. Now again, if you don't have a string action ruler, you can always use a quarter. It's always good quarter height off that 12th fret is where I would be setting these up. There, now that I got the tension off the neck, now let's take another look. Now I got the string tension off of it. Let's take another look down the neck. Still got a little bit of a bow to it. So Now there's a truss rod in these, here to here. And it helps to bow the neck, back bow, if you got a little slight bow in it. It's usually a 4mm. And on these acoustics, ooh, yeah, it needs some cleaning too. Yeah, and on these acoustics, they're usually right here on the inside sound hole right there. So what we need to do, take this off my little set here. Get this going here. It's a 4mm sized Allen wrench. Typical, you know. Now, you just want to be careful, especially this one here. I'm going to be real careful not to try to move too quick with it, because this truss rod's never been adjusted, so chances are it could be rusted, you know, like the nut could be rusted on it, or it's hard to move to begin with. So we just want to be real careful. It's tight. You don't just crank on it. Just turn it, and I'm not sure which way to turn it to relieve back bow or what, so I'm just going to turn a little bit and look and see if I'm heading in the right direction. So I might need to go back the other way. It's always good when you're doing this. Don't be in big of a hurry with that truss rod. Take your time. Just take your time with it. This is not something you just want to just start turning to be turning. Alright, now let me look. It's tight. Look down here again. I appear to be straightening it. Looks like I'm straightening it. Looks like I'm doing the right direction. So I'm going to turn it just a little bit more. And I'm going to tighten up the strings and get a good look. And a lot of the action too, instead of this, and you can set your action one or two ways. I mean, you don't have to all necessarily think that your truss rod's got to be adjusted every time. Go check out your saddle. Maybe your saddle's up too high. If that's the case, just pop out your saddle, which is just a plastic piece. Inside your bridge, this little plastic piece that runs here is usually plastic. That's a saddle. It pops out. You just sand it down a little bit, pop back in there, which I'm fixing to show you all that, and just see if the string height is ready for you. And I just use a quarter, but now I got the string height gauge. It'll also help me out a lot too. But yeah, I'm gonna do this one more good time, and I think it's about as straight as I want to get it. I think it'll be just fine. I'm gonna tighten this up and check out the straightness of the neck relief. Now just one more good time. All right, that's good. I'm gonna keep cranking. Now let's tighten these back up. It ain't gotta be in tune. Let's get some tension on it. We're just going to put some tension on it. Tighten them all up here. Ain't nothing fancy. Just get it tight. This is why I didn't want to do this with the new strings on yet. Alright, now, what we're going to do, let's come down. I'll choose this. I'll just, it really hasn't been set up properly since she's had it, but it's a nice sounding guitar. It's got a real good tone to it. Once you get some clean set of strings on it and everything. And as far as that name brand thing, making the most expensive brand out there makes the best sound, that's to me is just a bunch of nonsense. It don't matter what name brand's on the guitar. The guitar don't make the player. The player makes the music. You know, it depends on how good the player is. You know what I mean? So really, it don't matter. Name brand, whatever. Cheap guitar, whatever. You can make a cheap guitar sound like a Gibson or a Martin. This one, I think, when we bought it, it only cost us like $60. 6 years ago, and it's been a great little guitar. Let me look down the neck here. Oh yeah, she's better straight. Oh yeah, she's probably can go a little bit more. Probably go just a little bit more. I wouldn't go too much. Wouldn't go too terribly more than that, but I'm getting my rinse in there. Hard part's getting the rinse in there. Yeah, it was really got it. She had a bow in the neck. She played it for a little while, and her fingers would just get fatigued. It'd wear you out playing this thing. And playing music isn't supposed to hurt or make you tired. So, again, a lot of it has to do with how your guitar is set up when you first get them. You got to go through it. You got to clean them up. You got to get them set up right. Play this. So what I need to do, I need to shave that saddle down now a whole bunch. So I'm going to go ahead, loosen the strings back. I'm going to work on the saddle now. I got the neck removed pretty much. I'm going to check it again here. Get the new strings on. I'm going to check it. Make sure she's right. Here comes Kimberly. She's back. She went to town for a couple of things. Alright. Hey, I'm working on your guitar now.
Alright.
Your neck had a bow in it. It was doing this number.
I think I need to look to get another one.
Oh, this one, will you let me fix this one up? It'll be just fine for you. Unless you just want to get a new one.
Can't afford to get a new one.
But, this is my wife, Kimberly, if y'all don't know that.
Oh, you didn't tell me I was on camera. No, this is my guitar. I'm never giving it up.
Too late. We done heard you. I'll get it right for you.
No, for $35 off of eBay, it's not bad.
So that's what I told you. It don't matter how much the guitar costs.
It's lasted me, what, 6 years?
Yeah, it's 6 years old.
She's still a good guitar, but, you know. Upgrade would be nice, too. Just saying.
Yeah. I think you do for one, maybe. But until then, I'm going to get this one set up. Oh my God. Stuck in there. I've been sitting for a while. I think last time I did a string change on this was about a year ago. Right at a year ago, actually. So we keep our strings on here for a really long time. So don't take these off all the way. Just leave them. Because I will be putting them back on. At least the first and sixth string I'll be putting back on. So now, this might take a little, you want to be careful. Pull that up. Pull straight up. Don't try to wiggle it. You try to wiggle it, it might break. There it is. Got it. And it's kind of dirty. Look at that side. Might need to clean that up real good. And just take a little bit of sandpaper on one side. Just kind of clean this up. We're going to get it good and cleaned up before we do all this. Alright. Well, let me get this right here. Now I got some sandpaper. Ow. Caught my fingers in the drawer. Let me move this over because I want to move the camera over so you can see what I'm doing on this side. Kimberly left their glasses of the workbench. So let me move everything here. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. You're flying in the air here. Alright. Now you're on this side of the porch. I can see what's going on over here. Let me see. I'm still trying to figure out camera placements and everything on the workbench. Different ways to do this. Alright, so I just got the saddle. This is the saddle, and you see it needs some cleanup on this side. Just take a little bit of sandpaper, it'll get that grime, because it's been in there since the guitar was made, so we're just going to take a little bit and just clean it up. It'll come clean. Ain't going to hurt it. And if you do break a saddle, these are relatively cheap to replace. Go on Amazon, you'll find a bunch of them. Guitar saddles. That ain't a whole lot of money to begin with. Alright, so I got that pretty much cleaned up. Now, what I'm going to do is going to take me a bit. So I'm going to stop this video, just make this a two-parter setup. Because, upload time for videos on YouTube, stuff like that. So what I'm going to do, stop this video where it's at, and we're going to pick up on another video so I can get, basically for the upload speeds. So bear with me. And here we go. Part 1 ending now.